After the last couple of videos about King Charles III and the coming coronation and the knighting of Sir Rabbi Ephraim Mervis, the chief rabbi of the UK, and the connections that they have to the Rabbi David Rosen in Israel, and how some of these top rabbis are members of the Sanhedrin. It's really interesting that just after I posted my video last night, I happened to be looking for a thumbnail picture of a crown, and this article popped up from October 28th, 2019, and I thought you'd find this very interesting because it's titled, from the Times of Israel, "Should Israel become a royal monarchy?" You're not going to believe what it says underneath the picture of the crown on this Times of Israel article, because it says, "Should the state of Israel become a democratic monarchy like the United Kingdom?" Is that a little bit ironic? After everything I've been saying and the Holy Spirit revealing things in Revelation that I've been sharing, according to the Torah, King Saul was the first king of Israel, and King David was the second king, followed by King Solomon. It was King Solomon who erected the first Jewish temple. Therefore, the role of kingship and monarchy are significant aspects of Jewish history and the history of the land of Israel. Although today Israel is a parliamentary democratic republic with a president as head of state and prime minister as head of government, there is a possibility that Israel could one day become a royal monarchy. Yep, just what I've been telling you. I think modern Israeli society can learn a lot about Jewish royalty and monarchy from the Haredi communities. For 2 years, I lived in the ultra-Orthodox Haredi community in Bnei Brak, Israel, near Tel Aviv. In this faith-based city, Jewish royalty plays an important role in both Hasidic and non-Hasidic communities. There are royal Jewish families such as the Teitelbaum family of the Satmar, the Halberstam family of Sands, the Rokich family of Belz. Some of these royal Jewish families intermarry, such as when the daughter of the previous Vishnitzer Rebbe, Hager, married one of the current Satmar rabbis, Grand Rabbi Aaron Teitelbaum. Within the Haredi world, royal Jewish names, such as Schneerson, Chabad, have a tremendous amount of power and influence. In the future of modern Israel, it's possible that one of these Jewish royal families could be established a king of modern Israel. As being a royal already and becoming the anointed one that's friends with the rabbis and the chief rabbi of the UK, they take the oath on the stone of Scone, which the Scottish kings were all coronated upon, and then the English stole the stone and the English were coronated upon it. So the Queen returned it to Edinburgh until the time of another coronation. But he easily could become the monarch, and according to this article, it's very much possible. It says it's possible that one of these Jewish royal families could be established a king of modern Israel. Among European countries, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Sweden, Norway, Spain, and Belgium are constitutional monarchies. It is possible the state of Israel will follow the examples of these countries. And I'm telling you, it's going to happen. That king is right there in the book of Revelation when it talks about mystery, Babylon the Great, and the first beast. And a beast is a king. While I was visiting the Netherlands, many Dutch people explained the royal family unifies the Dutch people, and the royal family is symbolic of all Dutch people and dominions. I was taken on tours of royal Dutch palaces and castles. It touched my heart to see the pride and joy of the Dutch people in regards to the House of Orange-Nassau, the royal house. The Jewish people have a long history as a monarchy, tracing its roots to when the prophet Samuel anointed Saul as king of Israel, Melech Israel. The king of Israel can serve as a figurehead with a symbolic role of bringing unity to the state of Israel and its citizens. Currently, the president of Israel is the head of state. In a monarchy parliamentary system, the king of Israel would serve as the head of state in a symbolic role. The president and prime minister would retain their current roles within the Israeli system. So Benjamin Netanyahu could hand the keys over, but he could still retain his role as prime minister. How about that? And the president as well. Would it be practical for the state of Israel to become a monarchy? Would the people of Israel agree to select a king of Israel? Would a monarch bring greater unity and pride to the citizens of Israel? As we critique Israel's current system of government, let us contemplate the establishment of Israel as a democratic monarchy. Wow. And this comes, after saying all those things, where I talked about he had the wound by a sword and yet lived, and I told you that was representing the ancient monarchy of Israel, one of the deadly wounds in the head, and God brought a sword against the monarchy and his people. Well, listen to this part of this article. It says, the Jewish people have a long history as a monarchy, tracing its roots to when the prophet Samuel anointed Saul as king of Israel, Melech Israel. The king of Israel can serve as a figurehead with a symbolic role of bringing unity to the state of Israel and its citizens. Currently, the president of Israel is the head of state. So their wound was in their head by a sword, and now they've been restored, and now they live, and now they're going to restore the monarchy. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And when I realized, of course, the Antichrist is going to sit on that throne of the Lord and declare that he is God, because the Antichrist takes a seat there and claims to be God and makes people worship him, that's why Jerusalem is a burdensome stone, and all who try to lift it will injure themselves. They'll be cut to pieces by the Antichrist. So see, it's just like us with the New World Order and the WEF, all of those people that are orchestrating the Great Reset, and of course this group is part of that because King Charles III is one of its leading spokesmen. So see, all of the nations are going to come against Jerusalem, not because the nations are bad per se, but because they're fighting against this Antichrist system. And anybody that comes against it, they're going to be cut to pieces by the Antichrist in the time of Jacob's trouble. So I see that verse completely different now, because I always thought that Jerusalem was the good guy and these people are the good guy, and that's not what's going to happen. They're going to bring in an apostasy like you've never seen, and Jesus is not going to be a part of their religious convictions. So the church is going to be taken out in a rapture event before that happens. We've got to be very close to the coming of the Lord. That's all I can say. And as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I don't have a house, but I'm going to serve the Lord. And this just shows incredible verification of everything that I have been telling you. It's coming, people, and it's coming fast. Hang on, because the King is going to come. Isn't it unbelievable how the Lord verifies everything? And now this article says that the president and the prime minister can stay in place when they appoint and anoint this king and put him on the throne of David, which was the throne of the Lord himself. Thereby, he can claim to be God, since he's sitting on God's throne, as I told you. So, it's all falling into place. I just think it's incredible that that sentence says, in a monarchy parliamentary system, the king of Israel would serve as the head of state in a symbolic role. The president and prime minister would retain their current roles within the Israeli system. So that kind of seems like if he's in a symbolic role as king, it seems to me he could be living in the UK, doesn't it? And the picture that said, should the state of Israel become a democratic monarchy like the United Kingdom? That's exactly what's going to happen. And the king of the UK, I believe, is going to be their king. And that is what's going to come to pass. You just cannot believe how God and the Holy Spirit has been unveiling these things one right after another. And now here's your proof that this is their intention. We've got our king, and he is coming for us. We're his bride. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I can't wait to see my king face to face. Won't it be thrilling?